Hello and welcome to the channel. If you haven't done so already, make sure to like and subscribe. Really appreciate that so much. Behind me is the, what is it? Is it 2024? Yeah, 2024 Cadillac. What is it? Optiq. I guess that's the name of it. It's going to be the entry level version of Cadillac's EV. Because right now you have the Cadillac Lyric, which is kind of going to be like the middle Cadillac Lyric. And then on top of that, it's going to be the Escalade IQ, I assume. And then at the very entry level, you're going to have the Cadillac Optiq. Now, GM itself as a company deciding to do away with entry level EVs, I think that's a mistake because having an entry level EVs makes people adopt EV faster, especially if you put it for a bargain price of 27,000, 30,000. You're going to have some success there because those cars are easier to purchase comparing to buying a Blazer EV or Equinox EV. Those ones are a little bit more expensive, which you have to shell out, 45, 50,000. And but having those kind of prices, that's where the competition kind of kicks in with all the other companies that are offering something similar for about that price. I want to say there's another way of saying it, but I want to say like there's more options. There you go. You have more options at around 50,000, 40,000 to 50,000. You have way more options for you to try out different companies. Now, the only thing that I hate about obviously purchasing EVs is just purchasing from dealerships. I do like the fact that some companies are deciding to do away with that, where they want to sell directly to consumers. There's a couple of different options right now. You have Lucid selling directly to consumer, Tesla, even Honda with their partnership with Sony to make that electric vehicle to sell directly to consumers, which I like because I've seen people or certain dealerships are actually marking up the Blazer EVs, which is just insane. I thought those days were gone, but once that charm wears off, once that wears off, just like the EV boom, where it was happening kind of like during the pandemic, or when it just like everything just went nuts for it, and then I feel like that initial people that were interested in the EVs were already got them, so now the market is evening out. So let's go check out the Cadillac Optiq. The Optiq. Hopefully, it has good optics. And another thing too, it to me it just looks like any other SUVs. I guess it doesn't really, changes its shapes, and it's using. I'm assuming it's going to be using the Ultium platform that GM has for its other, EVs like the Blazer, Equinox, the Honda. What is it? The Prologue, as well as the Acura, all using the Ultium platform. So here it is. We have some more photo of the exterior, and there isn't any. At least I looked just briefly if there's any kind of photos of it from the interior. I would have loved to see what the interior looks like. But anyway, I kind of like just this smooth line over here, but I feel like it seems like it's unnecessary to put so much sliding right here. I don't know, maybe it's me. I would have just been completely fine with the lights over here for your brakes. Put it right here, and then put the third light right here or a little bit higher. I think that would have been completely fine. I don't know which designer decided to making it seem like that's a good idea, but I don't know. Maybe you will like it, but for me, I don't care for it. But anyway, I do like the front of it. Doesn't look that bad. The side, it's just like any other. It does look different than the Lyric for sure. And yeah, so that's it. We don't have a lot of photo from it, but it does give you like a comparison what the Lyric looks like, but that's one thing that I'm gonna give Cadillac is, you know, the design of the Lyric in the front side look a little bit similar to the Optiq, just a tiny bit, just a smidge, just a tiny bit, just a little bit. But overall, you know, it's something completely different than the Lyric. It's much smaller. It's more like a SUV comparing to the Lyric. The Lyric kind of looks like a SUV, but it's kind of like a wagon or like a stretched out. Because I've seen the Lyric, you know, firsthand myself, and it's not that bad looking. But the amount of money they want for it is just ooh wee. But the range is there. So yeah, so from this angle, the Lyric, you know, it doesn't seem like it looks like a wagon, sort of. But once you see it, like from just looking at it yourself, it definitely does kind of look like a wagon. And I've actually been inside the Lyric as well too, and it's I'm not gonna lie, man, it's nice. The interior is nice, but at the end of the day, it's a GM product. We'll see how well it holds up over time. But anyway, back to the Optiq. The Optiq is slated to have an electric motor with outputs of 201 horsepower and 241 horsepower, 245 PS. There will also be a dual motor all-wheel drive variant, which should have a combined output of 283 horsepower. Pricing and range remain the biggest mystery, but there's a lot of room beneath the 57,195 Lyric. So it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be their entry level. Honestly, it's like, I wouldn't be surprised if the size is the same as the Equinox, and it's a little bit smaller than the Blazer for sure. But I'm curious to know what the price is going to be, and what the range is going to be as well too, because it is, like I said, it's going to use the same platform as the Equinox, the Silverado, pretty much all of GM's EVs except for the Bolt EV and the Bolt EUVs, which is crazy that they discontinue that. To me, I feel like it's easier to get people into those vehicles than it is to pay like 40,000 and up for these electric vehicles. I don't know why they just keep getting more expensive and expensive, especially if you're going on to a new endeavor. You want to make sure it's affordable to people so that more people can have their hands on it, and then you develop that technology to move on to something better, bigger, you know. But maybe I'm wrong, but we'll see what happens. As always, make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will see you in the next video.